Now hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. You boys have earned a break before the next phase of training. It's time you learned some lessons from the greatest scholar of all, life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Great! Then I'm gonna go find my grandpa's 4-star Dragon Ball.
Huh? What's the rush?
There's plenty of time. Are you sure you want to start looking now?
Mm-hmm.
For me, the devil's not invisible. No, sir. Not even one bit. I've seen him. I see him every day of my life, actually. I think I see the devil more than God. And he's always staying there and going, "You sure you don't want to be like when you were younger, John? You sure you don't want to regress? You sure you don't want to cry today, John?" No, I don't want to cry, bro. Matter of fact, I want to kill you. And every day I kill the devil and he retreats. But there's so many of them, right? They'll never send the leader. They just send their minions, right? The legions. It'll never be Lucifer at your doorstep. It'll be the legions. And I keep fucking stabbing them. And then God gives me a buff where I feel stronger. Ugh! And now I'm complaining that there's another puppet to attack. But I just got a buff from God. Every devil you beat, you get a buff. Jesus conquered death, my nigga.
Because they're the most important.
Yeah, but to me it's like, damn. To some people, that's just like I'm talking hocus pocus. You know, like some people actually think I'm just talking about you wave a wand and shit.
Yeah, it's funny because when I tell people about it, they're like, holy shit, like you actually make sense. And you can actually like, the thing I tell people is everyone's manifesting, whether you know it or not. And everyone doesn't know this, but they manifest like their own downfall and they manifest their own death.
Yeah.
They manifest poor.
That's to me the scariest thing is that for years I meet people and they say, well, what do you mean you focus on the outcome? And that sounds like magic. And as soon as you say to a human, you're manifesting whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, you're doing it right now. There's never been one human in my life, Christian, Muslim, Jewish, there's never been one that disagreed with that because it's instinctual. Everyone in their gut knows that they're bringing that world.
It's like no one denies that it's true. Like atheists call it coincidence, like scientists call it quantum physics, spiritualists call it manifestation, but no one's denying that it's real. But people need to be taught because no one knows what it is, and that really dictates your whole entire life.
I mean, people don't understand where the portal is. They're like, wait, what do you mean if you change your state of mind that the reality around you, that it synthesizes and changes? Like, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, dude, the portal is when you take a nap and you're entering a theta state, brainwave state. Have you ever taken a nap and woken up to a text message that changed your fucking life?
I never take naps, but let me tell you. So
have you ever woke up in the morning and read a text?
No, I be dreaming. So let me tell you, every time before I go to sleep,
you're 15 years old.
Hold on, what'd you say?
You're 15 years old, you're drinking alcohol?
No, what did you say drinking? Where'd you get that from?
You said I'm drinking. That's why I wake up late.
Sleeping.
Okay, well, have a shot with me. Crazy to think about because what the hell is the point of temptation then?
What's the point of life?
Exactly.
If you're just
basically... Bro, but it comes down to the core thing of how are you controlling what's coming into your brain? Like what made that thought of coming to Christ and repent come to you?
I thought it was more the way I see it is like you get a bunch of images that could be sent from the devil, could be sent from an angel, whatever, or however you want to see it. Could be a positive or a negative, but your choice is to left or right swipe it. That's how it is, right? That you're not choosing the images, but you're choosing the left or right swipe on it.
You can do anything you set your mind to, Chad. Are you listening, Chad? You can do anything you set your mind to. Anything. But the problem is, anything's too abstract, so you'll never choose. How do you vividly see what you're trying to do? How do you go into your goals and your dreams and linger in the desire to what is the point of lingering in the desire? I want to be a good big time YouTuber who makes a lot of money, let's say. I am a big time YouTuber who makes a lot of money. I feel what it's like. I linger in the feeling, the desire, not in the future or the past, in the now. I walk straighter and I notice this surge of new energy, like, I should make a new video today. And that surge of new energy, it's not that motivational spike of 20 minutes. It's something you can stretch out for like 6-7 hours of your day. If you're strategic, you can use music, you can use whatever to linger in that desire. Let's say you're a badass YouTuber, you'll play some badass music to get you in the zone. Or if you're really good, you'll just use your imagination. That's what God put it here for. The imagination is like the blueprint to your dreams, and the feeling is how much you want to water that dream. So if you have a strong feeling of something you've imagined, you're pumping that seed and it's growing exponentially. If you're in a negative state, if you're a depressed person, you're pumping it with negativity, meaning your dream might come true, you might get rich, but horrific shit will happen because you're not guarding the other parameters of your life, family, and health. And for some reason, health has to come before family. Like your parents have to see a healthy face on their child before you can see a healthy face on your parents, right? Which I've always lived backwards, where I think I just take care of my parents and make sure to like check up on their diet and stuff. No, bro, your parents are aging and stressing because your diet is shit. Clean up your diet first. Shit like that. And yeah, so health, family, and career. And it's either all three at once or none. Like if you just focus on family, your family will think you're a loser, your career is weak, and then they stop trusting you. They don't mean to, but in their unconscious, they feel unsafe because you're not making all that bread and stuff. So yeah, that's like, that's that manifest your destiny type conversation you guys keep asking for, and I never do it. But I feel like my English language skills are strong enough to explain this kind of esoteric mystery tradition that's lost, that's been blurred from the Bible. But you know, the Bible says you find the feeling, linger it, have it, it is yours now, and it'll come to you. The problem is most of us think it'll come in the future, which that still happens, but it comes in a worse way, I think. And yeah, and why I love talking about this subject, like, oh, making dreams come true and shit, is I don't have a dream left that didn't come true. You know, I can post all my receipts, I can post how much I make, I can post all that to prove to you. Yeah, as soon as I finish like all my big goals, the horrific shit happened to me, right? Yeah. Which it was probably my turn anyway, so. Unresolved karma. You reap what you sow, this is biblical. And yeah. Anyways, God is great, and I swear to God, you guys are all gonna make it. It's the time frame that pisses you off. I don't know when it'll be. And I don't have an antidote. If you're angry of like when it's your turn, when is it gonna be my turn? Yeah, I was angry too. I don't have an antidote for that. I wish I did, but do whatever you can to get away from that anger, because there's this thing that happens when you're in the world of creations. Like, you don't create. No one creates anything. God already created everything. You can tune into the frequency of any creation. One where you have like a great life, nice girl, money, all that, or a negative world, depending on how much faith you have in your imagination. Like, let's say Floyd Mayweather, it's like an atheist, right? But he has so much faith in his imagination that he's number one, that God still rewards him, right? That faith of goodness, that the greater outcome is rewarded big time by God. A lot of people don't get that. It's not just reciting scripture, it's like living in your imagination. Yeah, and I've been like a daydreamer my whole life. My life's kind of fucking awesome. I don't say it enough, you know? But it's awesome. And yeah, most people I meet, they lost like the art of daydreaming. So there you go. Zherkaofficial.com for more esoteric truths like this. And everything is video. There's nothing scam. There's no scam component about this stuff. This is just how the world is. It's not just Paracelsus and thousands of other great minds who talked about tuning into life is just about switching states of mind, and the world changes. Like, if you've ever changed your state of mind to a winner, everything's going good that week, you just bump into someone on the road who offers you an opportunity to get on this podcast or a job. That portal that opened right there is because of that 7-day cycle. It's a 7-day spiritual cycle of positivity. If you could be positive for 7 days, you could be positive for 7,000 fucking.
Forget. We humans run on images. Not quotes and movies and videos and music. That stuff gets added around your image. The image that plays in your head. The image that's been evolving since you were young. Since you were Mr. Beast's favorite age.
Depression, not blessings. Why, oh, why'd you do me wrong? You persecute the weak because it makes you feel so strong.
Find the image. Color it.
Don't have much strength to fight, so I look to the light.
Immerse yourself in it.
To make these wrongs turn right, head up high, I look to the light. Hey,
And then take it without consent. How are you going to get that nice car and successful life? It's telling you, the vision's telling you, look at, in the vision where you're very successful stepping out of the nice car, look into your eyes, focus, not hard, just play with it, and see the imagination. That you is filled with energy, meaning he's working. He's working and you're not working. That's the difference from you and successful you. Right? So everyone focuses on the Ferrari, just come to me. But no, look at who's in the Ferrari, which is your higher self filled with energy, positivity, and winning vibration, winning frequency, which is when the vibration's full, when it's like a shield, right? And that's the quantum field. Like Egyptians knew this, everyone knew. Close your eyes and imagine your wins. You're not negative when you're winning. Trust me on that, right? You've never won being negative. And if you have, you kind of get embarrassed because you compare it to when you're being positive and it's very different, right? It's peace of mind, money, all that. You can say these L's and stuff. These L's are more addictive than any drug. These L's of I felt alive for an hour is more addictive than anything. You'll always wind back to this. If you don't believe me, how addicted are you to sitting in your bed, your computer room, and doing nothing? You love L's. There's nothing more addictive than taking L's. Especially if you're stubborn. If you're like, you know what? Because what a form of depression is, anyone who drinks, I don't care. That's what a depressant is. It's alcohol. It's self-aggression. Hold up. What was I saying? The black pill, yeah? Okay, guys. Think of your unconscious as, one in the chat if you're listening, bro. I'm not saying this twice because this is going to be the darkest you ever hear. And just transmute Heal Mike's psychic issues with yours, okay? Your unconscious that is like a pool where you kind of look into the reflection and you don't really understand your shadow. Could have some nice shadow traits. You know, my shadow traits made me have this awesome life, but it also comes with a lot of bad, right? And making the unconscious conscious is how you individuate and become whole as a person, successful and happy. Not happy, whole. Nobody wants happiness. They want to be whole. That's the feeling. So, for example, you don't know your unconscious traits. Like, the reason you're with your girlfriend is not because you love her. It's because you don't want to end up alone. But are you saying that there's nothing I do enjoy her company, and I'm saying you put up with her shit because you don't want to end up alone? That's how it works. Correct? That's how it works. And you can never actually use your brain to unravel your unconscious. It has to be triggered through trauma, and then it gets repressed. So even then, or through therapy or psychic revelation, right? So now check this out. The archetypes, there's infinite, and they're surrounded by symbols, right? So think of Neptune. The symbol of Neptune says a lot. It's a thought form that's packed with a bunch of shit. Right, the deep unconscious, the mystical, the delusions, the world of fantasies, water, all that. Think of it, the little trident, right? Symbols are surrounding an archetype. In the zodiac, let's say there's 12 archetypes, right? But there's infinite, bro. Your brain can just whop, 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 whop. Now check this out. The archetypes that rule you will rule you for the rest of your life, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's what no therapist will ever tell you, because they don't study Jung, and it's illegal. This information I'm telling you right now is illegal. That's why 5 therapists at that party freaked out when I said it, and I destroyed them in the debate. It got quiet, and I'm so glad it's not live, but because they understood Jung. And one of the therapists said to me, well, can't you just change your archetype? No, you can't. If your archetype that rules you is like a Vegeta type anti-hero,
But I couldn't.
well, Vegeta changed at the end of the series, but he's still Vegeta. He's still the same guy with development. That's unconscious becoming conscious. That's the individuation process, but he's still not Goku. He cannot be Goku. There's something about the devil that is, I've never seen anything prettier in my life, man. Like, the devil is a force, and the best looking version he comes in is the mirror, and you don't know the dance with the devil. It's euphoric for your animal nature. Your higher self don't even with it. It's not even your higher self's not even mad at the devil, just I don't want it. That's what's scary, is like, you every day you have a desire body. Okay, we're getting a little deep, but you have a desire body, a world of desires, and some people's desires are Epstein level, billions of dollars. What's darker? Let's go to kids. The desires are never quenched. You can't fill that hole without God. It's impossible, dude. You don't need sunlight to grow a child, because there's an invisible sunlight called God that raises you, fills you, grows you, and you're a seed turning to a stalk, stem, and a rose. But guess what? At one point, some trauma you go through in your life happens, and you go, no more sunlight for me. No more. Not until I find out what happened to my leaves. What happened to my connection with my father? What happened to why is my stalk bent? And you stop growing with God. You stop growing towards God. And that's a scary place, bro. Why do you think when I lived with Mike, I was lit that he looked at me, he's like, dude, it's been a month, I haven't thought of anything bad. I'm like, yeah, I'm good at this, bro. Like, you want to live with me? But I said that if he knew what was in my head, bro, that was the first month, I didn't think of anything bad. I used to be a very negative guy. Loved living with this dude. Loved it, bro. Like, you know how many hoes we ditched just to laugh, us two? But Mike and Zherka, our shadows are huge, man. Huge. These are the only streamers that will get stabbed on stream type shit. Because before psychology, the practice was this thing called magic, like working with the unconscious. Because look, the unconscious is a mammoth. You feed it peanuts, you appease it, but eventually it takes you to the street fight. There's nothing that will stop that mother. And that's what's scary about you guys, is if your unconscious wants you to stay home and be a loser, the only thing you have control over is the time frame. How long you want to be a loser. But as soon as you stop being a loser, it's going to walk you back to your room to be a loser, and you have to get out, and it's going to walk you back, and eventually that relationship starts going this way, and you start switching. But what happens when it switches? Even bad stuff happens there, but at least you're out the room, right? And so if you're an introvert, therapists start stealing your money by saying you can fix it. You're going to be fighting it, your psychological complex, for the rest of your life, but it gets way better. That's the good part.
Use this gospel for protection. It's a hard road to heaven. We call on your blessings. In the Father, we put our faith. King of the kingdom, our demons are trembling. Holy angels defending. In the Father, we put our faith.
Did you find yourself like as a little boy that used to get his teeth punched in, and you don't know when this chat does what you do. No one actually actively volunteers to get their teeth punched in, like Sean Strickland.
My teeth stayed in, but
how could he not be the greatest? In my bed undercovers when undercovers had raided. My presence is happy belated. Fashionably late, I'm just glad that you made it. The best is yet to come, I'm just glad that you waited. They all say they real till it's time to appraise it. I seen them come and go, you only the latest. But who am I to judge? I'm crooked as Vegas.
I went from why bother to I'ma try harder, knowing the only way to make it is through my father. Stay right beside me, though the ride was rough. And for a minute, the devil tied me up. But like clockwork, when the clock works, he was right on time. And I was so happy to see him, and it had me crying. And the joy of knowing you got a savior, savior, savior. Start to be changing your behavior. Make you wanna shout more, make you wanna live more. You can do without more, make you wanna give more. This is what I live for, this is why I do what I do. It ain't for me, it's for you. If you know God is working in your life, shout it. If you know God, then you gon' be alright. Shout it. If you know God, then you know what He's like. Shout it. If you know God, then just jump and shout it. Shout it.
Jesus is King, Lord of Lord, God of all.
Unique qualities that stream through our solar system from the greatest heights all the way to the tiniest fragments. The 7 rays are the 7 great beings. They're 7 great living beings that stream forth their qualities through the planets, through the zodiac, through the human constitution.
If you know God is working in your life, shout it. If you know God, then you gon' be alright. Shout it.
To further highlight that, one more feature needs to be understood. As the 1 becomes the 7, it first becomes 3 before becoming the 7. The 1 becomes the 3 becomes the 7. And then the infinite number of diversities that arise from that. Think of white light, as I said, going through a prism, but a prism is always going to manifest as a triangle, and that you're projecting light through a triangle of prismatic glass, and that causes the division of the light into 7 colors of the visible spectrum. So in that simple analogy that I've given you, you have the 1, the white light, the 3, the prism, and the resultant 7 rays that come through as the light passes through that prism. So the analogy is very useful in just getting a sense of the underpinning of how important the 3 is, but even more so now, as it'll give us an understanding of where does the 7 come from, where does it emerge out of. And each of these 7 rays is, in a way, a deity in its own right, a massive life force. And each has a piece to play in the evolution of all things.
Save you. You have to save yourself with courage. In other words, faith in the unknown. Faith bridges you to Christ, and Christ saves you. Christ saves you when you choose life over suffering. Doesn't mean it's the end of your suffering, just the start of your suffering having meaning. Let's go. Oh, my date is here. Hello? If you're my follower, you're gonna copy me. You're not gonna do it off camera. You're not gonna look cool doing it off camera, bro. You're gonna do as I do. Every time I feed a homeless, you're gonna film yourself feeding one in your city and post it on my fucking Discord if you're my fan. You will get rewarded if you do so. Stop giving your fucking money to charities. Charities are corrupt. Humans are evil. They're sinful. They're corrupt. Every charity is 99% fucking profit. You don't understand. I've done the research, man. That's why I'm fucking disgusted with this world. Every fucking charity is corrupt. Stop giving your money to fucking charity and go feed them yourself, man. At least you know the food's going in their fucking mouth. I'm so tired, man. How old are you? You guys are 25 years old, 40 years old. Some of you still giving it fucking Bro, this is it. They're making my city look weak.
Had that chicken sandwich. I eat one of these burgers. Let's see how their mouth is.
Dude, you're supposed to finish all that. What the fuck?
I will eat it all. And if I don't, it'll go to somebody that's hungry.
Excuse me, can I ask you a quick question or no? Okay. Okay, you know, we're all in a rush. It's not like humanity matters. It's just careers, right? They took all of our money with cancer research, and there's still no cure. Now they're like, hey, let's talk about COVID. I said, COVID? Bro, do you remember in high school when we used to give money for cancer research? Yeah. I used to think I'm doing something. I was like, here's $20. Are you kidding me? Where is the cure? I'm an old man, I'm graying. Where is the cure?
So is cancer research a psyop too?
I mean, look into people who solved cancer and what happened to them.
I think I saw something about that in Africa, but I don't know if that's real.
I don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
But there is one stupid one where it's like this guy solved cancer with just eating apricots. I'm not with that dude, but I know there's some cures that, like, think about it. If you really think I'm being crazy, why are 200 different types of Viagra from the Chinese market illegal in the US?
That's called a monopoly, motherfucker. They're not allowing that shit in. So let's think of other medicines. Nothing in history has ever done that. There's nothing that comes close. And that's what being a man is taking the burdens of the sins and burdens of your family and saying, I'll do it. That's what being the father is, bro. So if your God isn't wiping your sin debt, then why is your God even making a world of sin? Gotta question that. And people think Jesus is like a hippie, bro. He was flipping tables and screaming, and he was showing righteous indignation. And there was moments where Jesus looked like Zherka. Not to blaspheme or anything, but I'm saying, like, you know what I mean by that? I'm not doing that pride gay shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't a hippie at all. He was flipping tables and fighting HS homo talkie. Okay.
Zherka, when did you convert to Christian?
I think it was like that 2 weeks I lived in Texas. Like that month I met Sneeko and popped off. It was like that month. So it was like last year. Yeah, I was in Texas January. When was I in Texas? Just find the video. It's January.
Why
January,
was
yeah.
the direct reason you converted?
Huh?
Why did you convert? Like the direct reason?
I had a spiritual vision. I had like massive sleep paralysis and insane visions in my dreams, and that's why I converted.
Wait,
Yeah.
Zherka, not to
But
go
I
too
don't
deep
like to go in depth with that because, you know, if you talk about that too much in public, they can use it against you and say, "Oh, this guy had a psychotic break." You know what I mean? So I keep it.
for sure.
But
Yeah,
I've
spiritual
explained it.
stuff is
I've
deep.
explained it with Sneeko before, and a lot of people who get like sleep paralysis or like a dream that changes them. Oh, that's coming, bro. Once you're around 28 years old, that's coming for a lot of people. A lot of people get at 24 too.
See, Zherka, that's what I struggle with. What leads that to happen? Like, if that's not God sending you that, then what led you to have that experience?
Okay, but isn't God just sending the choice?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or is
So,
no?
okay.
Because no one can actually answer that. I'm not like being Andrew Tate where I know everything. I'm
Right,
saying,
right.
is God sending the choice, or is He like literally
Okay.
puppeteering me?
So,
Right?
I struggle with this fact, right? Like, so for example, I see my cousins, right? We both grew up similar families, both Slavic, both same church, everything. I repent, I come to God. I know a cousin of mine, older than me. I believe he's smart, high IQ. He just nihilist, like existentialist, like he doesn't, like he just exists to exist, just to please himself. What is the difference between me and him? I'm not a better person. I don't think I'm a better person, but he chooses not to come to God.
Well,
but I do.
Here's the weird part is, dude, there's many billions of atheists on earth that are more blessed than you, and they're atheists. Why? Because they take care of that care principle of taking care of people. And look at the studies, bro. God just takes care of them. I know so many miserable Christians and so many like very, doing good agnostics who don't think about it. And so that's when I'm like, damn, actions do mean shit. Because they're doing their actions of a Christian, they're being a good person, but they just haven't accepted Christ, so they don't have the full ticket as their Lord and Savior. But I'm like, damn, like the last thing I want to do is preach to the world that a bunch of agnostic people don't get their way. Yes, they do, bro. You have like Floyd Mayweathers who are faithful to the image of goodness of God giving them the best fucking life, billions of dollars, all that. And he had so much faith in that image that he trained every day for it. He busted his fucking sweat by the brow, and God just literally rewarded Floyd with all that money and fucking that kind of lifestyle. And you could cope and say, oh, then every successful person is just with the devil. No, bro. There's works, bro. If you're doing the right works, if you're doing good shit, faith and works, these are like, what the hell is faith?
Yeah,
What
they're
the hell
joined
is
together.
works? They're joined
Yeah.
together, yeah. Do you ever feel insecure, John? Yeah, I feel insecure as fuck right now. I've been hitting the gym every day. I finally starting to look a little tighter after a week. Everyone's telling me I look good. I go live and some dude's like, bro, you're fat. And I'm like, bro, it was cool when you said that last time. What the fuck do you mean? What bad timing, bro? I'm not going to the gym tomorrow. Fuck that. This shit ain't. There's people like you who made me do fucking... Anyway, it's weird. Every time I meet a real Catholic that lives their life correct, all I ask was, I just asked them this: how many people have you converted to Christ.
Yeah.
And it's always, it gets so quiet because they know they're gonna say 0, and they know the entertainer is gonna say thousands and thousands. And so I'm like, damn, let's look at it like this. Is spreading the word the most important part? And it is. If you ask Catholics, it is. So technically, even with my sinful lifestyle, I gotta deal with that. But technically, I am the strongest Catholic on earth right now because I'm spreading the word the fastest.
Yeah.
There's not one TV channel that does more numbers than me. And obviously, I'm not a pure guy, but the fact that I can defend this in debates shows I'm not like Andrew Tate, who's like a Muslim as a meme or for an ethnic shield and to look cool. If you can defend this against scholars and shit, at least I'm not sitting in a room pretending to be like a Jesus gang. I'm actually reading this stuff.
So how did you find Catholicism? Was it like, were you watching a stream or like what?
I was like obsessed with God, death, and all this stuff since 14, but I would remain an atheist up until 24 years old. Then when my best friend died, I felt very alone. So I'm like, do I want to live the rest of my life as a fucking nihilist? Or should I cling on to spirituality, even if it's just a fashion statement, even if it's like, Andrew Tate's fashion statement of Islam right now? I'm like, fuck it, whatever, just keep my mind away from that void.
Do you think it's a fashion statement for him?
Well, his is an ethnic shield, but yeah, for most people, like, think of Andrew and Tristan Tate. If Tristan was a real Christian, wouldn't he try and convert Andrew? He doesn't even care. He's like, well, my brother's a Muslim and I'm a Christian. This is not a fucking video game. We're talking about life and death, hell or heaven. So like, I can't have one phone call with any of my family members without me going from funny to trying to convert them. But they'll have phone calls with every family member and they'll never try and convert to Islam or Christianity because they don't give a fuck. They don't even believe this shit. But yeah, so after my best friend's death, I was like, let's try my first prayer. And it worked. It was so vivid and accurate. And I was in the shower and I'm like, do I do this and stuff? But I wouldn't say the name Jesus. Couldn't say it, but I was just watching those Speaker's Corner Jesus debates. I was always rooting for Jesus. I tried reading the Bible. I said, this is not for me. This is fairy tale. But I was obsessed with Marina Abramovich, billionaires, and why, Jay-Z and all of them do those kind of black magic ceremonies. Or Super Bowl ceremonies or all that.
Yeah.
And I was obsessed with basically the whole world believes black magic is real, but not Jesus. I was like, that makes no sense. If they're like inverting a cross, like spiritually charge a sigil, then what the fuck is the cross? It's got to be some truth to it. So I went and read about, I'm obsessed with power. I read all this Freemasonic literature of the people, the ruling class. Because I was like, whether they're brown, Chinese, Jewish, white, they all have one thing in common. They don't go to a church. They go to this temple called the Masonic Lodge. And I'm like, what do you study there? And then after I read all these Masonic books, they're just reverse engineering Christianity. So as soon as I finished reading evil, it just brought me back to the cross. It's like, okay, I guess I'm with Jesus.
When you lower your spirit, when you lower your umbilical cord connected to God, through drinking and blah, 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 or dancing, chanting, whatever, it attracts these little demons that maybe someone else made. Sometimes you can even use a demon. You can conjure one up, or you can use one to get you to increase your range of thought, enter a trance-like Christ consciousness state, Brahmic splendor. You can use one for the seat of the soul, the pineal gland. You can spark your fucking third eye and paint a Mona Lisa when never being instructed in art. Not even one lesson your whole life. How? How are they going into these psychic revelation states? It's always this contract with demons that they think the demon will help them. The demon eventually takes over, ruins their life. We see it with rappers. We see it with Travis. We see it with all these guys who, Astro World, we see them get lost in it, right? Thinking is useless. You have to unlearn, unthink. You've already had enough put in your head. Now it's about taking it out. This is like when you're done doing a bunch of blow and you have to fucking take all that nasty shit out your nose. You understand? Like, you already got what you were looking for and it harmed you. Now you want to take it out.
If you're 20 years old and you're not unlearning shit, if you're 20 years old and still believing in dinosaurs, billions and billions and zillions of dollars all circulate the Vatican, all circulate one fucking book, the first book ever written. You're telling me that book is fake news?
I thought the Bible was written after hieroglyphics.
If you think the news is fake, history has to be as well. You don't know that the Egyptians were here 2,000, 4,000 years ago. They don't. You really believe 200,000 years ago there were cavemen and there's dinosaurs millions of years? Come on, bro. They fucking got one sample out of a piece of ice. They said, hey, carbon dating shows that from this air bubble, we figured out this ice is 23 million years old. From a fucking bubble? Imagine what you do with a fucking block of ice. For a bubble? A bubble got you that much gnosis? You guys are the most knowledgeable people on earth. If you can do that with a bubble, solve cancer. Yeah, give me some money and I'll solve it. How much you need? Or just 40 years of can't do it. We scammed you. Christian Gnostics will say the serpent is actually just the penis tempting you to sin, which is there's a strong argument for that because children don't kill themselves, teenagers do. What's the difference from a child and a teenager? Is they get sexual, and that's the difference. That when the penis starts talking, they're now, oh my God, I love that girl in high school. I'm gonna kill myself for her. I'm gonna drink bleach. Children never do that because they're not sexual.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say it's the serpent's just the penis. And then we go back to the G in Freemasonry. That's generative principle. Like Sigmund Freud talked about, all sexual energy. Everything comes from sexual energy. And the more I read about this stuff, they would, on certain zodiac alignment dates, this is how Egyptians would do it. They would wait till like the clock strikes at 8 p.m. on a certain date to have that electric, etheric orgasm with their partner to manifest wealth. So they'll choose on a day like 8, because 8 is the money frequency. And I was like, what the fuck? All sex is ritualistic? That makes way more sense than what I'm taught in high school, which is in high school, they just say sex is like a handshake and save it for marriage, but it's just, no, sex is like, this is why people get jealous and stab each other for just like some one night hoe. Is like, it's like a soul tie. Sex is like a soul tie. So the more I read this stuff, all religions seemed like garbage, and it kept coming back to the cross, and I'm like, holy shit.
Stand there, you believe in flat earth, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't people just fall off the end?
Well, how can, like, what is the end, first of all?
I don't know.
It would be Antarctica, the Arctic Circle.
That's the end.
That's the shoreline.
But wouldn't there be like a wall or something?
Well, the highest shoreline on Earth is the ice wall, Antarctica. So the water would be this table, and it would be this, would be the end.
Okay.
And then you'd say, well, what's that way? Like, where's the edge? The only treaty never broken by 57 nations is the Antarctic Treaty. You are not allowed to explore there. But the first person to explore Antarctica, Admiral Byrd, he said that there's more land with, it's not snow, it's better resources and minerals, the size of North America. And as he's talking, behind him, there's a video, there's footage on YouTube, Admiral Byrd. As he's talking in front of a flat earth azimuthal equidistant map, the map that airplane pilots use for autopilot. They don't use your dumbass Mercator or your fucking globe or none of that. They use our map. And think about it, this map distorts continents. Why would an autopilot system ever risk crashing a plane with a map that just makes North America a little smaller, this one bigger, and there's an ice wall on this map? Why do they use, there's 1 billion different maps, and they use the flat earth azimuthal equidistant map for autopilot. That's why a compass is a flat earth instrument. It only points to north. There is no south pole on a compass. Because south, here's magnetic north. You circumnavigate east to west. That's how a compass circumnavigates, just like the sun. And then south would just be 180 degrees away from north. So southward.
So that guy says there's like more land in Antarctica?
Yeah, Admiral Byrd.
Is there anyone there, according to him, or it's just empty?
Well, as soon as they discovered this, it got militarized by 57 nations, and no one's allowed to go there. There are some flat earthers.
Why?
There are some flat earthers who took a boat and filmed it going to Antarctica from the edge
No
of
way.
Australia, and they're filming it, and the boat pulls up and says they're going to shoot them down, and it's all on YouTube. Yeah, it's got a bunch of
Wow.
views and stuff. And also, flat Earth is the most Googled topic in Google history. Think of everything Nick Fuentes talks about. Think of everything that Crowder and all the doesn't even compare.
Well, you know what? I kind of gauge people's like. It's weird. Whenever I hear people fight back really hard on an issue, like that's so stupid. That's so stupid. I like think maybe there. I'm not saying I'm a flat earther. I don't really know.
Look at the
but I'm more open to it when people have this pushback and like can't explore the idea without having an emotional reaction, because I think that's something programmed, you know, from like a young age. That's stupid. That's stupid. That's stupid.
If the Earth is not a sphere that spins on the axis of 66.6, another Freemason Galileo number, something that shatters your worldview is by definition a trauma. So flat Earth is traumatic to people. That's why they laugh uncontrollably, or they cry, or they freak out. But it drives anxiety into the human psyche, right? Who is a flat earther? Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are leaked flat earthers. Nick Fuentes, all the biggest minds on the internet are all admitted flat earthers. And some will have to admit it as a joke, but then there's leaked footage of them defending it. And some will have to say this is not a topic that they can talk about, but they are flat earthers. But who's got all the money in the intellectual dark web that donates to all these kind of channels? All the crypto fascists are flat earthers. And these guys have all the crypto, like all the biggest brain conspiracy theorists are flat earthers. They don't believe in hollow earth. They don't believe in aliens. They don't, just the Bible and flat earth. And I mean, what's the alternative? Dinosaurs and aliens? Think about it, Ancient Aliens is funded, like it is mainstream, right? So that should tell you it's fake. Everything mainstream is fake.
Yeah.
COVID, aliens, dinosaurs, they wouldn't.
I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded up there now, because they find out it's really usable, not only to live in, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored. But more important than that, it has to do with the future of the nation, those to come after us, or even during your lifetime. Because it happens to be an untouched reservoir of natural resources. And in the future, I can see a time when it will be very, very important. Very important. We had added nearly 500,000 square miles to the Pacific Ocean. And here is our journey's end. At length we sighted that great natural phenomenon, the ice barrier. As we started alongside the barrier with our ships, suddenly the edge
That's all. You've got to know your limitations, Truman.
It's a Navy destroyer. He will yield. He'd be thinking, that cheeky better not cross my bow. Yeah. Stop, Josh. They take it seriously.
What did they say?
You got to yield. You can't just fucking. They think you're going to charge them.
We don't know for sure, but we think they did say something.
No, they did. They thought.
Say,
I thought I heard.
say come back last call. Yeah, fucking talk to them.
Actually going around. He's turning. Stop. He's turning. He is actually turning.
You said about the ship yesterday.
No, he is turning. Fucking hell, what have we done now? It's turning, Josh. Just sit still.
He's slowed down, has he?
Yeah, he's really slowed down. No doubt we were in trouble.
What for?
It's coming to us.
He's coming to us.
He's got the shits because...
This is Warship Hobart, channel 16, over. 16.
Yeah, I got you, mate. It's bad boys. Come back. Gotta go channel 16. No.
Hobart, you are in a maritime exclusion area. Please report your intentions. Who the fuck's that?
We're heading to the shelf to go. Just say we're out fishing, heading out fishing. No, we're just heading out fishing.
Yeah, the dinghy's out, boys.
Going that way.
We're just traversing. But they're not is there a helicopter coming at us now?
Are we late? I don't know. What
Just travel, just go.
Just go.
You sent out the chopper.
That's a drone. Is it? That's unreal.
Projection, which can be traced back to the year 1000. The AE map is also an official map of the United States Geological Survey, the USGS, and the official logo for the United Nations. The oldest known globe in the world is from 1492. This is something you need to keep in mind because many people argue that the azimuthal equidistant map is just a flattened out version of the globe, when in fact the globe is just a rounded version of this true world flat map.
And look at this. There's a dome. Usually there's waters above, so we got the wrong picture, but there's a dome here. And just like the Bible, it's being held on pillars.
Yeah.
This is a flat earth symbols and allegory hidden in it. This is a flat earth.
Is there any truth to this, my man?
Do you believe that?
I mean, yeah, you could see it, but not, as I said before, not the traditional way of thinking of flat earth. But the dome, I agree with.
So you don't believe the earth is round?
It's not a spinning globe, bro.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
That I love. Do you see that? Do you see? And he did it. You did a Masonic handshake. You did that just to make me look part of it. You literally, what a dirtbag, bro. I knew when I felt the thumb. Yo, never trust these guys, bro. If I didn't catch that, there'd have been a million Reddit articles. What was I thanking him? All right, that you know it's not a globe.
Yeah,
okay,
not a
so he's being honest there.
Hold the fuck up.
That is fucking crazy. This is just so I remember to do research, right? Yeah, dude, I go so far with the free will thing that a lot of people call me a Christian mystic. They're like, yo, you're way, but I'm telling you right now, just think about it. It's your fucking movie, bro. Everything you do, all the suffering on earth, you're literally being watched by every star, every fucking angel. It's your movie. They're watching every choice you make, man. God, angels, everyone, your ancestors, everyone's literally waiting for you to come home. And in the Bible it says, you can only go to heaven if you're from heaven. That means the soul was purified at one point. It was up there. And it just has to find its way back, which some people say is like a Masonic take and stuff. But it does seem like, bro, you got 100 years on earth. What the fuck? You're here to purify your soul, right? Yeah, through the faith, through having faith. And that's when Protestants are like, that sounds like works. You're a works guy. It's faith alone. It's faith alone.
Faith without works is dead, bro.
Works is energized faith.
What you're saying, because I'll say it like this, bro. Everyone here
If it was up to those incels to cut our heads off, they would literally cut our heads off today. Like if they were in charge of the guillotine, they would ban our channels, they cut our heads off. And yeah, I don't like them one bit. But here's the truth. I like God and goodness pyramids to God. And I don't think we should give up on these faggots. So yeah, I'm with Gary.
That was my point. Thank you.
To me, it's crazy how many pagan gods are in the Vatican. And it's like in these underground chambers we're not allowed to see. But
they're pagan gods?
yeah, they worship pagan gods. So it's like Catholicism as a whole is the best Christians you could see, right? But at the tippy top of the pyramid, they're not with Jesus. Like the Pope and the Jesuits, and they don't really believe in this shit. Have you seen after COVID what they did or what they say about LGBT now?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's actually sad. But if we could change that Catholic power, it's a strong political power, then we have like a chance at this shit. The Orthodox and Protestants will never be able to do it, And I think Orthodox are the closest to the faith right now because they're very traditional. They're like, no, you don't see too many LGBT flags with them. Protestants are total homo, but I still think Catholics touch the most fucking souls. So it's like our best bet. I never realized how much better my life was when I cut out the music. I'll drive to music, but it won't be in my house. I'm ISIS, motherfucker, no music. So I think that's like, as funny, I sound funny when I talk, right? But I mean it. No music in my house. And yeah, because music sends you into memory loops. And that's some gay. Only women are stuck in, I miss my ex-boyfriend. Those memory loops are gay as fuck. Memory loops is the reason why people stay on TikTok for 4 hours. Dude, you could have made $40 million. You're on TikTok for 4 hours watching little kids like a pedophile. The fuck is the matter with you? These thought loops all come from the mental plane. The mental plane is not yours. You share it with her, him, everyone. You share it with me. That's why everything I'm saying, you're thinking about, because I'm affecting you. Radio, movies, all that is in your psyche. Psyche is mind and soul. It's affecting your soul. Now, ask yourself, if your mind's getting raped all day by radio, TV, and all sorts of media, when do you actually have authentic thoughts? When do you have millionaire ideas? You don't have time for them because your mind's always being raped. So why the fuck would I have music in my house? I'd rather listen to my own thoughts that give me these great ideas. Don't believe the media. There's a lot of stuff that they did with COVID, then Ukraine, and now you know what? Where they're trying to charge up emotions and they're doing it on certain zodiac alignment dates. They're choosing dates where you're extra emotional and they're charging you, if you've noticed. And that guy saying boring in chat, ban him and fuck your whore mother. You can't stand that shit. Yeah, but they're playing with your emotions hardcore. So if I were you, know the side you're on and don't watch the emotional content because it's fucking with your mind. Like COVID already raped your mind. Ukraine already raped your mind. And now it's like, now is the new thing. Think of the problem of evil. Do you believe in evil?
Absolutely.
It exists.
Absolutely.
That means some girls are just destined to be evil. They can't all get married. What the fuck? That's why I say some women just gotta accept that they're like a dick sucking machine and maybe get good at it. Like, what the fuck? You can't even get good at that? Men are out sucking women now.
Wait, what?
Gay men suck better dick than women. Like they lose.
I don't know anything about that.
They lose at everything, dude. Hey, why are you acting like I know something about that? I'm saying that they're losing, you fucking idiot.
I don't know. I've never had that thought cross my mind. So it made me think a little bit.
Yeah, these are end times.
So if the rate of all of this is going up now, is that just natural or has it been engineered?
It's always top down. This fucking retard shit of, we put pedophile content on Netflix because it makes the most money. No, it's top down, meaning they put a war movie before they get your sons and daughters to go to Iraq. I've studied alchemy, right? So there's an earth, fire, air, water, aura
I
around.
thought that was all BS.
You think it's bullshit, but who wrote about this? These are guys who work at the Federal Reserve, the Treasury. Donald Trump's mentors study Kabbalah. Why are these businessmen studying this stuff? Because alchemy is philosophical. It has nothing to do with lead, mercury, and gold. When it talks about lead turning into gold, it's philosophical. It's talking about your mind being transmuted from stupid to genius, from idiot to millionaire. Alchemy was, but think of chemistry, the retard science. Alchemy was first. And in alchemy, earth is your flesh, your body. Water is your generative principle, your reproductive fluids. Fire is astral flame and soul, which controls your motions and emotion, or emotion to move. Then you have the final one, air, the mental plane. This one is where most women fuck up.
How?
Because they get penetrated by other air particles, other ideas in the ether. Now, men, where I see them fuck up the most is in the fire aura. Your diurnal electromagnetic pulse, you got a fucking field around your heart pulse. That fire aura is your SOL, your soul, the solar. From your fucking solar plexus, homie.
I thought that was shit out of luck. I thought that's what SOL was.
Men don't follow their souls. They're atheists, they're pathetic. Women, they try and follow their souls. And then the mental plane, the air. Maybe I'll make an OnlyFans and tomorrow I'll kill myself. That's where they get raped, mind fucked. So I think men gotta go to God because women cannot go to God. They need to get married to have God. That's how fucking stupid they are. They need a man to fucking introduce them to God. They need a plug for God. What? But men don't have God themselves nowadays. They'll do, hey, I'll wear a fucking tutu for $10 million. Bro, I'd rather fucking kill myself than wear a tutu. Love is of the devil. You don't marry a woman out of love because you're not going to love her the same at 50, 60 years old. You've never seen anyone do that. You marry a woman so you don't end up alone. Dude, when you're 40, 50, 60, 70 years old alone, you know Alzheimer's comes faster because there's no one challenging you and talking to you every day. And it can't be your bros. Your bros can't do that for you. It's got to be someone you actually live with. Like, where the fuck is the ketchup? And all that stupid
even
shit.
now your bros are working. All of us are working. Like
your friends will abandon you. Is this camera on? Your friends will abandon you. They all get married with some fat, ugly bitch look like SpongeBob, or a big bowling ball with 2 shoes at the bottom. Some fat, ugly bitch is gonna take your best friend from you. So don't focus on that. When you're an adult, you don't have friends. You have coworkers. That's it. If you're with friends as an adult, you're either a homosexual or broke. Or a broke homosexual, the worst.
Hey,
you guys have kids.
I came up with this.
No, I abandoned them.
So the other day, I was in the shower and I had this.
Are you a Christian?
I'm Catholic.
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
Bro, Jesus is king.
Jesus is king, and you're going around with a title that in the Bible it says no one will be called Lord, no one is to worship.
Well,
you're being called most worshipful master, but you believe in Jesus. You're letting humans who piss, eat, and shit call you most worshipful master.
Well,
that's the highest level of blasphemy.
Not most worshipful.
What?
Not most worshipful.
Just worshipful. That's now you're not damned to hell.
Whoa.
Think about it. That's the highest level of blasphemy because you have an initiation, you have a ritual, and you're not doing it as a joke. Yeah. Blasphemy as a joke is different from having an initiation, ritual, and rites, ceremony, and you're doing it on an altar with the Bible, correct? You Scottish Rite guys have a... Yeah. And the difference from the Scottish Rite and York is the York are the Christians and you guys are more philosophical and stuff, but it's still blasphemy what you're doing.
Yeah, so
that is still blasphemy.
Okay, so these Freemasons. So what did you like learn from like the Freemason stuff?
The biggest thing I learned is that Jesus is real, and all the real evidence of Jesus is hidden in the Vatican. That's why we're given like this hippie art and hippie Jesus. Well, just like the Bible says, the tops of like every institution, especially now for end times, they're all going to be subverted. They're all going to be evil. And why did they give you evolution? Attack on the Cross. Why did they give you Ancient Aliens? Attack on the Cross. Why did they give you
Yeah, I don't
the
believe
Big Bang Theory? Attack on the Cross.
I don't believe in aliens.
You don't believe in the Big Bang Theory either, do you? Like, how you know an explosion means chaos, but this explosion put everything into perfect order. It's a fucking most retarded intellectual design from no designer. This is the weirdest way to look at the world.
The students getting up to get some of that solar SOL, getting my soul filled, my solar capsule by sunlight. Now my inner students, my students in my secret society already know that mindset is everything, meaning you're setting your mind for the hour, not for the day. It does shift, it does change, but every hour we check ourselves. No timer, you'll just know when you're shifting out of a state. You could be in a good state, then within like 45 to an hour, you could be slipping off it, because every single genius throughout history and a correct understanding of scripture all teaches that the state you're in changes the degrees of the reality around you, because it's already there. Like, your winning world is already there. You just have to set the temperature. Because I don't want you thinking you're creating things. That's a stupid way to look at it. It's a little too, it's too metaphysical to wrap your brain around too, and it takes power away from God if you look at it like that. But it certainly feels like we're changing reality for sure. Okay, so step one is understanding ritual. Sorry, hold on. Fucking Muhammad Atta just landed this shit. If you are in the state of a millionaire, you go for your walk, your ritualistic walk, and you start imagining, okay, here are my family and friends waiting for me on the yacht. See, because you don't believe it, it's too far out there, it's too unrealistic, you're not making anything happen. This is why, for thousands of years, ceremonial magic ritual has been done by, you hold a scepter, you put the crown on, the king's crown, you put the robe on. They're signaling to their unconscious, they know how the royal art works, they know how the brain works. Meaning, yeah, if you dress like a sailor or some yacht owner, like let's say this hat, this is not intentional, but this is a great example, right? Maybe it is intentional, I don't know. You dress like a sailor every day. You're by the water every day. You're doing everything like that to keep yourself in the state of this millionaire who has a yacht and all this. Eventually, opportunities open up, and I'm talking about within weeks or months. Some people say longer, they're all wrong. They don't understand how cycles work. And let's go this way. These opportunities that open up, they will hit you. Kind of like, you know, that meaningful feeling of synchronicity. It's going to hit you hard, and you're going to be like, oh, this opportunity is from the universe, oh my God. And you're gonna have the energy of you in that state of being a millionaire, a yacht owner, to explore these opportunities that sometimes don't go anywhere, but they lead you to other friends, other networks, that those opportunities then link you somewhere, because your brain is kind of mushed up, and you know, it's not a straight arrow the way we're supposed to be trained. So that's why when we get what we want, it's kind of like, you know, weird, takes many diagonal turns before we get that millionaire yacht life. And now here's the thing, is like, most people would not be dedicated to that feeling of the yacht and the family and stuff. That would actually be an abstract feeling for them. It wouldn't be concentrated into their heart, what they truly want. So they'll never get it. And so a lot of people are like, wait, you're telling me that most people on earth don't want a yacht with their family and millions of dollars? Yeah, they don't. When you want something, it's an imaging system. It's an images in your head that never go away. And you don't have to be successful to know this, man. Like, you don't have to argue everything. Yeah, most people don't actually. They have something else blocking that want, right? I'm sure the want's deep down there somewhere in like last place, but in first place is always some girl who dumped them, or some girl that they want, or something completely different than a yacht and millions of dollars. Which is funny because everyone rationalizes as, oh yeah, $1 million and a yacht means I can get the girl. Everyone can rationalize that, but they can't change their image. They can't change their want. And that image is dominated by, let's say, the anima, or like that archetypal experience of like the perfect woman, the mold that no woman fits. That dominates men. Some people say that male soul is feminine because of that, because that dominates them. And I can see that. I get it. Like, even if it's not a girl it's some fantasy kind of girl in your head. And that image, yeah, it's everywhere with everything you do, with your workouts, with your reading, with your studying, and you have to own up to that you're built like that. That's why when feminists say like a woman inspires a man to be great, as stupid as it sounds, because there's so many like fucking homo billionaires and shit, it's true that man gets out of bed because that image in his head, it's not a woman, it's just an image, right? It's like this, something more. Kind of like the words honor, respect. You can't buy it, you can't even see it. It's not even tangible. But it means everything to the world. Even if you lack it, the lacking of it means a bunch too, right? So that's what this image is. Like, it means everything to us. As soon as you understand your image, what keeps replaying in your head, you can actually find, let's say it's to be a great basketball player, okay? I know this is a worse example, but what the fuck is wrong with that dog? Someone's raping that dog, and I'm here for it. Like, finish the job. It's dead. So now check it out. If your like dream is to be a pro basketball player, yeah, buying the clothes, buying the shoes, doing everything you can to be ceremonial about your ritual of your basketball practice, right? Which is a type of like everything you do in play or in training is magic. It's a magnet. It's bringing you something. Same with your thinking, and then when mind and body align, especially with what the soul wants, that's when you have that trifecta of alchemy. And that's a lot more rare than you think. When you do see it, you see someone skyrocket to like a bunch of followers and all this, and then it fades away and then they become sellouts. But every time you see someone's wheel turning in alchemy, which a basic understanding of this is how does food become gut bile and shit and all that? How does food turn into shit that comes out your ass? It changes state. That it's possible. You can change any state. This rock can be a gummy worm. I don't know how to do that because I don't have an interest in doing that. I only know what I know, and I know money, clout, and women, and I chose the 3 things that everyone wants. So I'm going to be in business a long time. But there are people, there's martial arts masters, mind over matter kind of guys who have other focuses, right? But yeah, it's your imaging, right? If you don't believe you can manifest a different outcome around you, it's because you've got the wrong imaging. As soon as you get the right imaging, you go, huh, Zherka was right. And that was the most mystical shit I've ever heard. And maybe I'll pick up my Bible and learn that part of the Bible, which is the whole thing. And you should pick it up and you should learn it. And you guys should stop calling me a fucking Christian mystic and actually just comment, hey, you're the only one who gets it. And the crazy part about getting it is, just like me, we all eventually forget it. Then we come back to it. Okay, more of these vlogs. I'm gonna do like 2 more this week, just for you guys. Stay tuned, hit your noti, bell gang, all that, hit the subscribe.